A very good afternoon to all of you. I hope you're enjoying the conference. I also want to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I wish I could be there for the conference. In the context of smart cities, which is the theme for this conference, I want to congratulate the organizers for the topic of this panel, which is youth and entrepreneurship. In most discussions around smart cities, the focus is typically on the hard infrastructure. These are things like better buildings and homes, um, homes that are more energy efficient, and buildings that function at a lesser operating cost, or smarter roads that reduce traffic problems and diminish road accidents, or better public services such as energy that is more efficiently delivered, or water systems that prevent leakages. But cities consist of people. Uh, People need their homes, their roads, their office buildings, they consume energy and water, but more importantly, they also need jobs. So, a 21st century city needs to be a vibrant job creation engine. Think of Silicon Valley. When you think of Silicon Valley, the first thing that comes to mind is not its roads and buildings, but its youth and entrepreneurs. Youth that are starting companies or that are joining startups. And in turn, many of them go on to create new companies and more jobs. So it's important to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem through building out a knowledge infrastructure in these cities. At Wadhwani Foundation, we recognized this 10 years ago, and we embarked on this journey of creating city entrepreneurial ecosystem around the world with a special focus on emerging economies. This led to the mission of the foundation, which is accelerating economic development in emerging economies. We are trying to drive economic growth through two thrust areas. One is job creation, the other one is skill development. For the purpose of this conversation today, I am only going to focus on job creation. We started our job creation journey in India 10 years ago through our very first initiative, which is the National Entrepreneurship Network. 10 years ago in India, when we looked at the environment, India was adding 1 million people a month to the workforce. And this was going to go on for the next 3 decades. So job creation was critical for the country. In fact, that is true today in most of the African and South Asian countries. Our approach, let me back up a little bit. So while job creation was important, the ecosystem in India was that only family-owned businesses were involved in creating companies and jobs. Our best and brightest coming out of colleges were chasing the best multinational company jobs. And entrepreneurship for most of them was a 4-letter word. On the other hand, every single day there were 10,000 problems screaming for a better solution. So the opportunities were there to start companies, to make money, and to create jobs. But our best and brightest were far away from it. So our approach was to educate and inspire college students to look at entrepreneurship as an alternative. The way we went about doing this was we approached the chancellors or directors of institutes and convinced them to start teaching entrepreneurial courses to their students. In turn, we said we would equip their faculty with everything they needed to teach entrepreneurship. If I fast forward to where we are today, today we work with 500 institutes in the country. On an average, 500,000 students are taking our entrepreneurship courses. Also along the way, so this was our step one. Along the way, we recognized that a subset of the students each year, about 20%, showed a deeper interest in entrepreneurship. So on an average, 100,000 students were deeply engaged or wanted to learn more about entrepreneurship. So again, we work with the institutes to set up student body clubs on entrepreneurship. At these clubs, which are student-run clubs, they conduct the next level of more hands-on courses. So it's things like running some practical programs, inviting successful entrepreneurs to give lectures, or going all the way to starting campus companies, which gives them a flavor for what it takes to start companies. The way we measure our success in this program is look on graduation, how many of our students are starting companies. So today, on an average, 1,000 companies are created by our students every year. And this has been going on for the last 3 years. As we looked at our students that were starting companies, we recognized that they were thrown in an environment that was not very friendly towards the entrepreneurs. Financial ecosystem were weak, policies were not very supportive, and these were all first generation entrepreneurs that needed a lot of hand-holding and mentoring. So 3 years ago, we shifted our focus from creating entrepreneurs to supporting entrepreneurs. Today, 30% of our investment goes around sustaining and supporting institutes to create entrepreneurs, whereas 70% of our investment is focused on building out the financial ecosystem, the policy ecosystem, and the mentoring. So what we now have in India is a proven model. Through institutes, we are educating students en masse on entrepreneurship. A lot of our students are going on to create companies. We are building ecosystems to support them so that each of them have maximum chance of success. We now have a working model in India. Last year, we decided to do two things. First thing is we worked with the government and signed an agreement to take our model from 500 institutes to 5,000 institutes. At the same time, we felt that we could take this model outside of India. And for 1 year now, we've been working with 3 countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan. Along with the model, we have created a playbook and build technology infrastructure to help accelerate the deployment of these models in these new countries. This year, our goal is to take this model into 3 African countries, with a long-term goal over 5 years is to introduce the model in 15 to 25 different countries in Asia, Africa, and South America. We cannot do this alone. For those in the audience, be it government entities, foundations, NGOs, will be delighted if you join us. My colleague Preeti Singh is there with you in the audience. She's sitting on the panel. She will take the discussion forward, and please feel free to reach out to her if you have an interest in joining us in this journey. Thank you very much.